Resident Evil 4 Remake was a masterpiece. Resident Evil 2 redefined modern survival horror, but Capcom is currently sitting on the most important, most broken, and the most anticipated remake in the entire franchise, Code Veronica. Well, let's be honest, Resident Evil Veronica is the real Resident Evil 3. Well, what at least I think, maybe it's different for you guys. It advances the lore and brings Claire and introduces to the iconic Wesker and Chris rivalry. But it is also filled with soft locks, frustrating mechanics, and awful voice acting.
But I cannot let you escape now.
If Capcom wants to make this remake perfect and not a complete disaster, they must change these 5 critical things. Firstly, fix the item management on soft locks. When I played the original Code Veronica Remake, I had problems, mainly brutally punishing the blind playthroughs. If you leave the fire extinguisher in the security box, or if you don't have specific weapons for Chris later in the game, you can literally ruin your entire save file, which is a major issue. I didn't know why they didn't do that, so in case if some of you guys are playing the original Code Veronica Remake, just keep this in mind, okay? Plus, in modern gaming, soft locking a player out of finishing a game is a cardinal sin, For the remake to succeed, Capcom needs to implement a shared item box system between Claire and Chris, or at least give a massive unmissable warning before character switches, Survival horror should be at least about managing resources, not restarting an entire game because of a hidden trick, like be for real, Capcom. Like, not all of us have that much of patience to restart this game again and again. Number 2, fixing the exhausting backtracking. Classic Resident Evil layout is built on puzzles, but Code Veronica took it to a frustrating extreme, Running back and forth across Rockford Island and the Antarctic base just to use a single key gets tediously fast, gets annoying to a point. That's what we need, we need to tell Capcom that it needs to streamline the map layout just like they did with the Baker Mansion in Resident Evil 7. Or, recalling my favorite game, the police station Resident Evil 2. Keep that atmospheric gothic vibe of the Ashford state. I don't know if you guys remember or recall, for this time it looked very gothic, But removing the flop, every hallway should be serve a purpose, not just add miles to our virtual step encounter. And then we go to number 3. We need to talk about Steve.
Father!
In the year 2000, Steve Burnett was meant to be tragic, emotional co-lead, Instead, he became one of the most widely disliked characters in gaming history due to his whining, his grating voice, and, him being creepy.
Umbrella probably doesn't know where he is either.
What did he do? Why are they after him?
I don't know. But he's been missing for 3 months.
And that forced romance with Claire, that we didn't enjoy. It did not feel natural, at least to me, I don't know about others. Capcom proved that they can fix side characters. I mean, look at what they did with Carlos in Resident Evil 3 Remake.
Go on ahead. I'm not gonna die on you and leave you in a cold, cruel Carlos's world.
Okay.
And Luisera in Resident Evil 4 Remake.
What do you think, Leon? People can change, right?
The character development compared to its original, to the remake, is completely different. So I believe that Capcom can make a good transformation. The characters I mentioned in Resident Evil 3 and Resident Evil 4, they transform those characters into absolute fan favorites. You have no idea how many edits I have seen of Luis Serra.
Name's Luis. Encantado.
Segura que tú no te quieres.
Anyway, Steve needs a complete personality overhaul. Make him grounded, maybe make him traumatizing teenager trying to survive, and lose the awkward romance. If they make Steve likable, and the ending of this game will actually hit the emotional high notes as it was supposed to. Number 4. Balance the camp with psychological horror. The Ashford twins are fantastic villains, but the original game presents them like a cartoon characters. Alfred's laugh
Welcome, Claire.
and the psychodrama twists were incredibly cheesy. The remake needs to lean into physical horror, make the rock around feel like decaying, Ashford's nightmare. Alfred shouldn't feel like a Saturday morning cartoon villain. He should feel dangerous and unstable, like, for example, Joker from Batman, you know, and make it deeply unsettling, heavily inspired by classic horror like Psycho. Alexia needs to feel like an untouchable, terrifying godlike threat, like Wesker. Or maybe like Mother Miranda from Resident Evil Village. And finally, number 5. Unleash the ultimate rivalry. Code Veronica is the exact moment Albert Wesker returns from the dead with superhuman powers, setting up the entire plot of Resident Evil 5. This is where the blood feud with Chris Redfield truly begins, you know. The remake needs to make their encounters legendary. We don't want just cutscenes, you know. We need tense, you know, we need the mental pressure, you know, the cinematic gameplay moments where Wesker feels absolutely unstoppable. If Capcom nails the combat dynamics and pure tension between Chris and Wesker, this game won't just be a great remake, it will be an ultimate bridge to the future of the franchise. You know, currently Resident Evil is in its golden age, and they can continue this golden age with these 5 what I mentioned. Let me know about the other ideas that you think that can make Resident Evil Veronica better. Capcom has the perfect blueprint to turn a flawed classic into a modern masterpiece. Well, it was not flawed, but I mean, it could have been better, you know. Code Veronica was way better than Resident Evil 5 in some extent, even though I enjoyed the gameplay more because it's, you know, you play with 2 players. If they fix the soft locks, rewrite Steve, and nail the Wesker lore, Code Veronica could easily rival Resident Evil 4 Remake, say to be the best remake ever. Personally, for me, it was obviously RE2 Remake. But anyway, what do you think? Do you think I missed crucial features? Let's argue it in the comments and prove me wrong. And thank you for watching. Check out other Resident Evil video right here, and I will see you next time.